Hey everybody, I'm Z Garcia. Today I'm taking a look at a small party game called Stereo Mind, in which you are going to be listening to clips of sound, little clips of music, and then with the other players, without communicating, trying to pick a word from a list or a thing, a feeling, or whatever, that song, that sound reminds you of. And if you all mind meld, then you score a victory point for that. And you're trying to come together without discussion again and get the same thing. Let me go ahead and show you how this works. Very quirky, small game, very easy overview. And then we'll come on back and I'll tell you what I think of it. To set up the game, we're going to shuffle up the deck of cards, which I've already done here. You got the large deck of cards, but you're only going to need the top 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You can put the rest away, and then that stack there. Everybody gets one of these selection wheels. I'll be playing a game here with 4, so we can put the last one away. And then one of the players is going to get this pause token. You are good to go. So the game is cooperative. You are trying to get as many of these guessed as possible. We're playing 7 rounds. You do need 8 cards, though. And the way that works is we're going to reveal the top one, and it's going to give you a list of words. And then that QR code, which we're going to link to in a second here, will take us to a YouTube link that gives you a little song. You know, a little 20-second snippet of music. Once we've all heard that, we're all going to quietly, without any kind of communication, select which one of these that sound reminds us of, and then there's a little more. So let's go ahead and do that, okay? I'm going to go ahead and trigger my camera here. We're going to link to that. And then we are going to get a little thing. You can even stick the phone in here for a little extra sound. Let me start that again. All right. All right, there we go. So once we've all heard that, then everyone is going to select the one that makes them think of. I'm going sunny all the way here. But you know, everybody will do their selection in secret and quietly. Once we've all selected something, and all the players have, you know, picked whatever they're going to pick, let's say, I don't know, okay, I'm just going to make selections for all the other players here. All right, like so. All right. Then one player, whoever has the pause button here, has to give the pause to one of the other players. And this represents them saying, your number will match the rest of our numbers, assuming we all have the same one. And that's what you're trying to do. You're all trying to pick the same thing. So perhaps this player will give it to this one right here and go, okay, your number is ours if we're all the same. You're basically, you know, you'll match us if need be. And then we all reveal the wheel at the same time. If we all pick the same thing, we will score this card. And again, this player's number doesn't really matter. If we did not all pick the same, then we do not score this card, okay? And you're trying to get best out of 7. And now comes a little round of discussion. Well, sunny was definitely very bouncy, very sunny, very outside. So I was like, well, it was kind of fast. It, you know, it made me think of windy. All right, well, that's fine. We didn't get that one. And then we will all reveal this next card. Gives you a new list of words, and we're going to scan that one and listen to it, with the player that has the pause button now being able to give it to one of the other players when their moment comes up. That's it. You continue doing this until, like I said, you've done 7, and then you're going to check the rule book to see how well you did. So, for example, if we ended up getting, let's say, 4 out of the 7, and you can check here in the rule book that says at 4 points, you really get me, you know? And just a little breakdown. If you get all 7, then it's insane. Are you reading my mind? You're totally reading my mind. Which is incredibly difficult to do, I'm sure. Never done that. So there you go. That's how the game works. Pretty straightforward, huh? There you go. That is Stereo Mind. This is a clever little game, and it's, well, it certainly has, it's very easy for me to say, oh, it's a one-trick pony. It's a game with one gimmick, and you're doing that thing, and that's all there is to it. That gimmick is pretty fun, and it can certainly lead to some fun discussions. You can have rounds that go from, okay, this is going to be an easy one, we're all thinking the same thing, and indeed you end up doing so, to rounds where the sound and the word list are just not mixing, and everybody's doing some serious mental gymnastics to try to arrive, never mind at the same word, just any of them. Some of these are very, very out there. And I love that. I do like that feeling, and I think it keeps it from being too much of a one-trick pony. Also, the replayability here is very nice because you are using the front of one card and the back of another. That means even if you hear the same song over a few play sessions, the word list is incredibly unlikely to be the same for that song. You shuffle up these cards, you get one list from one, a song from another, and therein already you've got some interesting matchups, some clever stuff going on. The pause button, which you don't use in a two-player game for very obvious reasons, is an interesting idea. It can certainly lead to possibly some people feeling out of it, but I do like the fact that if you give it to someone and they're out, they're the ones who have it for the next round. And honestly, a lot of the time, because we are cooperating, it kind of feels good to be given the pause button. You feel like you're not the one responsible for messing things up. So I've played this, every time I've played, at least one player being given the pause button at one point goes, oh, thank you. Good, okay, I'm glad I have it. I'm not the one messing this up because I wasn't sure which one to go. I was between two, so whew, it's not my fault if we mess this up. So, pretty clever, very interesting, a great gimmicky party game that just works, and it's almost easier to, if somebody's like, what is this? It's almost easier to literally go, sit down and I'll show you. It'll take 10 minutes than to explain it. It's just so incredibly straightforward to play this game. So I really like it. I think if you are someone who enjoys quirky games of any kind, or simple party games, something that you can play with just about anybody, this is a good one for that. Downsides, of course, are going to include things like, well, you can't play somewhere that's noisy. You can't do that. You need to be able to hear what it is. And I suppose if you play this a ton, yes, you might get sick of hearing the same songs, but I think there's a lot of replayability in the box. I really do. So for me, really, really fun stuff. This is hard to fault for any one thing. The scoring could be a little more interesting, I suppose. You win it or you don't win it, and then the score doesn't mean anything except for check the list and, oh, you got 2 or 3. You guys are friends. You got 8. No, you can't get it. You got 7. Oh, you must be reading each other's minds. That's it. That's kind of the reward. But, of course, who cares about winning or losing? You care about the play, the trying to think, the discussion after those matchups. That's really where the game is at. So I really do enjoy it. For me, this is going to get an 8.5 out of 10. It's a great little party game, and this is going to get a seal of excellence. So there you go. That is Stereo Mind. Strange, lovely, portable, really, really fun. So there you go. And that's it for me, folks. My name is Z Garcia. Thank you very much for watching this one. I'm going to see you on the next one.